Hello, I'm Dwana and this is Craved Opinion. So today we're talking about this so-called childcare crisis going on, and I've been in crisis about that. Let's just get that out there. Childcare crisis, aka maternal bias. Let's hashtag that. Let's get that as a new hashtag, maternal bias. So this is something that I've been dealing with for so long, way before COVID-19. When you have a family and you don't really have the support of others physically there, you struggle with this. Even if you have a significant other, which I do, you both want to work to complete goals and get through just life events. It's like a decision you have to make between being a good mother or a good worker. A lot of people say that that's something that you can't do in one. And in my opinion, I want to do both. And it's hard. It really is. It's hard. But on the other hand, it has a lot of ups. It really does. Um, how I found myself in this situation was a life awakening experience. I had just moved, and across town from where I had moved, I had just gotten my daughter into a really good pre-K. And if you're a parent, pre-K is like important, very important. So when they go to school, they'll be ready. So instead of changing her daycare, I decided to commute every day to take her to daycare. At that time, that was fine. My son was taking a bus to school, and it worked out. He would get on the bus before I left to take her to school because my husband worked and he left before. It was not actually working, and I found myself not having a lot to do during the day. When I dropped her off, I could either come back home, which was across town, and clean, do motherly stuff. But instead, I decided to stay on that side of town near her daycare and utilize my time to do something more positive and just anything positive, actually. So I went to the library, things like that, and research different jobs and different criterias of things I would need to obtain those jobs. And I actually ran into a pretty good opportunity with things that I was experienced in. So I became actually a chef, community chef, where I actually did cooking demos, and that inspired me to start a business from home. And I actually obtained my home kitchen license to be able to sell out of my home. And I also just kept looking forward to more opportunities in cooking. So I did that. And then in 2018, my son was left on a school bus. My son was left on a school bus in New York City, and I was at a function that day, so I couldn't have my phone on me at this place of business. And this is another reason. Well, we'll get back to that. And I didn't have my phone, so my son was left on the bus. And so by the time I was able to get to my phone, all these phone calls are coming in. I had to run, get my son from the hospital, and he was fine. He wasn't hurt, but it was very traumatic. And after that point, I just decided that I needed to be there for him, consistently and be available with my phone. So therefore, after that, I bought him a phone tracker, smartwatch, and my daughter as well, because why do one without the other? So I did that. I still didn't feel safe. I really didn't. So I just totally focused on doing business from home, and it was hard to balance business and getting phone calls from the school, showing up at parent teachers meetings, and just regular stuff like that. Um, I mean, I did it. I got it done way before coronavirus. I was doing it and still doing it, but I definitely did feel the wave of how it was just really heartbreaking to me when I would go to pick up my kid every day, and I would see grandmothers and cousins or aunties or family members picking up their family member's kid, and I would just be like, some people just don't appreciate the people that they have around them, and they help them. And I mean, it was grandmothers out there in high waters and it was cold. They make you wait outside. They ain't no waiting indoors. Y'all know, parents, women, y'all know, we got to wait outside in the cold. So if these grandmas was out there in these thin, they like to wear them linen pants, comfortable, cold. And they did it for they grandkids, for their nieces and nephews and stuff like that. So that really put um, a hard feeling in my soul that I didn't have that, but and have more of a drive to get things done. I got my food handler's license, and I continue to just make products and continue to promote them in stores. Actually, when the coronavirus came, is when business actually slowed down. So I think that's the major effect of this coronavirus with me is business being slowed down because I already worked from home. So having them in the home definitely did slow me down. But on the other hand, getting ready to apply for different type of jobs where I will be working in the kitchen for different certain hours where I will be available to pick up my kids still on time. And as that happened, this is when COVID-19 popped his head out the woodworks, and I was actually offered several jobs in hospitals in the kitchen, and I still could not do it. I said I would rather be safe than sorry and be at home with my children. And now that I see how far COVID-19 has taken our livelihood to the next level, I definitely see now that if I would have even took one of those jobs, I don't think I would have kept it. I would have quit because my kids' education is very important to me, and I've always been a part of their education when they were in school. I had teachers thank me for actually just being involved and pushing my kids to do their job, because like I always told the teachers, you do your job and I'm going to do mine. And I totally believe that. So I have gotten definitely people telling me and encouraging me. For instance, I got a phone call from my daughter's school one time, and they said she was there was a misbehavior issue. And when I got on the phone with my daughter, I spoke to her. I asked her what happened. I said, now that situation is over. Now you get back to work. Don't you worry about what that teacher's saying. Don't you worry about what that kid is saying. You do your job and you do the best that you can do. And she said, okay. And we got off the phone. And the next thing I know, I got a stranger telling me that I'm a good mother and keep doing what I'm doing. And that's not the first time or the last time that happened. So I just want to thank people out there for giving me the courage and encouraging me to do what I'm doing. And I want to encourage other women to do whatever you can do. As long as you providing and taking care of your children, there is no shame in the game. Okay. Um, there was um, a story by Miriam Cooper via the Atlantic, and one thing that she said was, you can learn from your children. You can learn how to be a better person. You see, at work you just learning how to be a better worker. Um also something from that story by Marion Cooper from the Atlantic. She said if jobs and job creators, managers, corporations would actually do a survey and find out how many mothers work there, how many mothers have been fired, how many mothers have quit. And let's start from the year before COVID-19. And if that number is disproportionate, something is up. Thank you guys for hearing me out. This is Craved Opinion. Please like the video, and it definitely will help. Have a good day.